All right. I don't think I did this one. And trying to play my catch up, but if you don't know where you at, this is the Geek Protagonist. And I'm about to do another review. Now, I don't remember all the actors and things in there. I actually meant to do this review a little while ago. I seen it maybe a week or so ago when it dropped because I was very excited about it. But Blood Red Sky. So, little bit of light spoiler, and I mean light as in I'm gonna have to talk a little bit about the story or anything. I've been trying to do reviews where I'm trying to avoid spoilers unless I feel like I have to talk about it. So here's the skinny on it, right? First off, the movie has a really interesting premise. The mom, she's having a blood disease, which apparently some people, doctors may actually have an idea how to fix her. And, you know, it's from the trailer, and she's with her son, and while she's trying to get to her son, like to this doctor in America, I think they were going to New York, the plane actually gets hijacked. And the actor that I mainly recognized from it was Dominic Purcell. The guy that plays Mick off of Legends of Tomorrow. He played Drake or Dracula off of Blade Trinity. And he had a very good part in it. It was kind of cool because he felt like he was important, but it wasn't starring him. So he felt like that extra guy who you need there to kind of give it a little recognizability. And I liked how they did that. The vampiric curse is very interesting. You've seen how, like, the timing and how they did it, and there were some moments of intensity dealing with when she first got cursed, and you realize how long she's been living with this, and how, like, rough it is, and how strong the love is of a mother to her child, especially when you see how long they've been together and the dealings, and she's been holding her restraints and everything. And it was really, really interesting because she transformed, and you got the hijackers. You always got the way they did them in the movies a lot of times. As long as they're not all like out there, you usually got the one guy in every group that's like extra. It's like over the top nuts. I think he was actually called an 8-ball or something. Like they're just crazy for no reason. They did not hold back on the gore, which I loved. It felt very realistic. Like there was a scene, spoiler, give me a chance, where this dude took one to the eye and it looked like ouch. And the way these guys were efficient, why they were taking over the plane was very interesting. But people were in danger, and you know, the mom, she had to do something to protect her child and to deal with it. And you have a guy on there who talked to the son, like he was very interesting when they tried to play up stuff, how they tried to play out the hijacking of the plane, so I'm trying to avoid the word, but they used something that we fear from a certain date in September. So hopefully you put two and two together. I don't want to get this video kicked off. But it was a very cool story. It kind of gave me a Train to Busan feel, but without being exactly the same thing. And it was very interesting how her vampirism worked and what she ended up having to do, which was a little sad, and you could tell that's not what she wanted to be. And it was just a really powerful story. It told, like, you really felt for these characters, especially her, and when you seen what she was doing. So in order, once again, like I said, this is gonna have some light spoilers. Like, for example, she realized what was going on with her son, so she ended up taking out her fangs, which it looked like it hurt. And because she realized what she was doing and how she had to resist and do a lot of craziness.
And after she did the Resistance, and there's a lot that you start to look at and start to just see this bond and how much of a struggle she has. And then as the movie progresses and you see, like, you start to establish who the people are, the bad guys, you even see that she has a little bit of a difference in comparison to other types of the species. And it was just really interesting and how far she would go and what ends up happening. And even the way that other vampires showed up was actually kind of cool. Like, it wasn't, they did that, and what they would do is that they would flash back to what she was dealing with every single time. And you find out how she's been able to keep herself, like, at bay. Like, trust me, she still wants to, eat and stuff, but there's measures that she's taken which starts to break it down into a more biological kind of thing. And I thought that was really cool, because when you do see something, she doesn't look like another type of vampire, and then even the other vampire doesn't look like that one. Like, but there's a reason. As the story progresses, you see, like, why and how she had to heal, what happens when dealing with other types, or I should say other types, when dealing with someone else that's afflicted with the same thing. And it was very, very different. And like I said, the movie is brutal, but it's not, it's brutal. It has gore. There's even a scene that I felt very sad about, but that's, you'll see why. It has something to do not with humans, but this is how it is. And it does make it very visceral, but you understand the steps that have to be taken. And it just goes just wild. Like, it's like, wow, this is a intense movie. And I ended up getting my mom to watch it, and she really liked it too, because she's into horror and stuff like me, but she's not to the same level, like, where I'll go down and watch a Friday the 13th. Yet, she doesn't really like those, but she likes Jason Goes to Hell. My mom likes it if it has a really strong story. So that's where her thing lies. But trust me, my mom watches a lot of stuff. She's really cool. Like, she watches Supernatural and all that. But anyway, by the time you get to what the mom, like, realizes she has to do, how they have to try to save the plane, because she figured out what was going on with some of the people, and just how things started happening and how they have to fight. And you also see different levels of humanity even in the bad guys. Like, they're not all like, we're the worst people ever. No, some of them were like, look, this is a job. Others were like, I'm just crazy. And it was just a really cool dynamic to see, because by making these kind of characters, it makes you start to look at what's really evil, who's evil, and how far will love go. And it made me sit back after I was done watching it, and I was like, wow, this was really, really good. And there's an intensity. And because she knows what it is, and even as she's changing, and it was like a slow change, it was just very interesting because she wasn't trying to change. But she has to fight when those vampires show up. So I had a really, really good time with this movie. It's on Netflix. I'm just getting around to reviewing it now. Like I said, I know people probably like, oh, you're late with a lot of things, but look, life, okay? I work, and I'm very busy. So it happens. But I would definitely put this rating as another... I would actually say I should buy. Like, I would actually love to own this and watch it again. It had that same feel of Train to Busan. It's not as great as Train to Busan, but it had that it was in that atmosphere of it. If you haven't watched Train to Busan, watch Train to Busan, watch Seoul Station. I think Seoul Station is on like Tubi or something like that. So yeah, Seoul Station was also pretty awesome. As a matter of fact, I gotta check to see if I even reviewed those, because I think I reviewed Peninsula. So I may need to review the other two anyway, and I don't mind watching them again. But like I said, it's a should buy, and it's a Geek Protagonist. You stay safe, you stay healthy, you stay real, and I'll see you.